Hello, everyone, and welcome to your latest Rangers Review Daily News Update on Thursday, the 4th of April. Plenty of Rangers news over on the Rangers Review website, including the second part of our exclusive interview with former Rangers chairman Dave King. Chris Jack sat down with King, and he discussed a number of interesting talking points. And in the second part, which you can find on the website today, he discusses Philip Clement, the injury situation, investment, and James Tavernier. I'll read you a snippet of what he had to say about the manager. He says, Clement has come in and created a culture and attitudinal change within the squad without really having the benefits of the new signings. I think that is exciting for me as a supporter to look at what you've been able to achieve with essentially the same resources that we ended last season with. I am looking for him to, if he kicks on this year, and there is still a lot to be played for, get some of the guys back from injuries and then look to see what he can do with rotation of the squad. With the board structure and the operating structure in place, including the football side, as a supporter, I am much more confident going forward. He also added that I really think we've got a platform now, and I just hope we're able to keep the manager. If you look at it right now in the international market for managers, I am watching it a lot with the Liverpool situation. And I say, where is the quality of manager? Liverpool are looking for a manager. I think Manchester United will be looking for a manager. We've got Barcelona looking for a manager. Bayern looking for a manager. You look out there and ask, where are these managers? I would think that our present manager, particularly given that Postecoglou has done so well with Spurs as well, I think we're going to have to work hard to hold on to him because there is a dearth of really good managers out there. So that is what Dave King had to say on Philip Clement. He also said some interesting things on the injury situation, which has plagued Rangers for a number of seasons now. He says we have been terrible for the last number of years, the last 3, 4, 5 years, and not getting time out of players. We are dealing with limited resources. We know that you're trying to play catch up and you need to get as much out of your resources as you possibly can. We haven't. We have put money in, and the amount of wages going on guys that have not been giving us game time has been huge. It has happened again this season. So that is what he had to say on that. And interestingly, he said this about James Tavernier. He says, I also hope that supporters don't lose sight of the tremendous efforts that many players have made on the great road trip that has taken us back to the top of Scottish and European football. There is a tendency to focus on great teams and great players of the past, but no player gets to choose the team that he plays in. For my part, I am a huge admirer of James Tavernier. He has been with the club since we were in the Championship. He displayed his goal-scoring ability early on with goals against the likes of Peterhead and Alloa. He then went on to captain Rangers to win 55 both domestic cups and to lose a European final by the narrowest of margins. He did this while scoring crucial goals, providing incredible assists, and generally keeping the team going forward at critical moments in some very tough encounters in Europe. To my mind, he is an all-time Rangers great, and I'm surprised that we have been able to keep him at the club. I watch a lot of EPL games, and he would start in many of the teams. Do you agree with Dave King on his James Tavernier assessment? I don't think we could disagree with much of that. Elsewhere in the news, and of course, Rangers have that rescheduled game against Dundee coming up next Wednesday. Now, there are concerns that the pitch may not be playable once again. It's after Dundee have responded to claims that their match against Motherwell this weekend could be moved to a different stadium. Dundee could be forced into finding alternative arrangements due to adverse weather conditions. But they have said it is very much media speculation. Heavy rainfall in Dundee has caused concern for supporters of another call-off or for the potential for the match to be moved to a different venue, dependent on this weekend and any further impact on the pitch. Now, a Dundee club statement read earlier, Dundee Football Club wants to respond to media speculation regarding the club being forced to move Saturday's match against Motherwell away from the Scott Foam Stadium. The club want to clarify the situation regarding this, As we all know, there has been heavy rainfall in the Dundee area since the start of the week. The club have had a full grounds team along with consultants working on the pitch since the postponement of the Rangers match, along with all the associated machinery. And this will continue right up until Saturday. Rain covers will then be put down, covering the whole pitch. The club are doing absolutely everything in its power to get Saturday's match on and is expecting Saturday's match to go ahead as planned. The club are in regular discussions with the league, but no decision to move the match away from the Scott Foam Stadium has been made. The stories circulating in the media are very much media speculation. The club will provide another update to supporters later on today. As it stands, we are awaiting for that update. But yeah, let's hope that game is on Wednesday. And Philip Clement has been speaking about Jack Butland as he addressed suggestions that a snobbery about Scottish football has prevented him from forcing his way back into the England setup, and insisted the Rangers #1 can still be involved at the upcoming Euros. He said it's not finished yet. Of course, it goes on until the day that the selection is made, so there are chances. But Jack is not performing to get to the Euros. Jack is performing for the club, and to win things here, then the other things can come. Right now, he's just focused on his training every day to work well and to be decisive for the team, to be there and to be ready. He's only focused on that. He continued, I don't know what the people who make the selections think. I don't know what the reasons are for yes or no. From the beginning, I will never go into that discussion because I don't like when people do it to me. They don't know the facts about why I'm making decisions. I tell my players a lot, but I cannot tell them everything. It's down to the choice of a manager, and he will be looked at depending on the decisions he makes. And he says he's got no concerns about Butland allowing his head to go down because of his recent omission from the England setup. He says, I haven't seen 1% of a difference, nothing, zero, like he showed in the game against Benfica. There's no difference with Jack. That says a lot about his character. He's realistic that the only thing you can do as a player is to perform well. Then choices are made by other people. It's the same for all the players here because a lot of guys are performing well here, but they're not all playing or in the selection. That's the life of a football player, but the only thing you can do is show your best. Jack is into that. He knows that. He has experience. I spoke with him, of course, because I want to know, to see and to feel how my players are. It was a possibility that there was something in his head before the Benfica game, but it was totally not the case from the first second, as you all saw. So there you go, Philip Clement having his say on Jack Butland's exclusion from the recent England squad. In my opinion, he should be called up for the Euros. I reckon he's fully deserving of that recall. What do you think, folks? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Rangers news, you know what to do. Subscribe to the Rangers Review YouTube channel. Bye for now.